It is becoming more and more expensive to be a landlord. Between property maintenance, insurance, property taxes, it feels like all of our expenses are going up. And it's important that a landlord raise the rent when the market allows so that we don't find ourselves underwater at some point in the future. But it is important that we do it respectfully, with compassion, and transparently. Hi, my name is Jason Warner. I'm a real estate investor. I have rental properties and I've been flipping homes for a few decades. I also own Indiana Property Management Group, and we manage hundreds of properties around central Indiana. First, we need to help the tenant understand why. Why are we raising the rent? It's not personal. We have to raise the rent so that we can continue operating this rental property properly and efficiently. It's important to keep the message calm and professional with the renter, but we find that most tenants get it. They see costs going up all around them, and they know it's happening to us as well. Next, we want to be transparent. Some of the tenants will ask to see the data that supports the rent increase that we're proposing. I think it's a great idea to share comps or the market data with the tenant so that they see we're not just arbitrarily picking some number out of the sky. That number is supported by data. Now, if you've got a tenant who's been living in the home for quite a while, or maybe not as long, but you can see they're taking care of the property and they've got a great payment history, they always pay their rent on time. It's important during these communications to acknowledge those things. Let the tenant know that they're valued. You know, we always say at Indiana Property Management Group that you, the landlord, are our client, but the tenant is a customer. And the better we treat that customer, the longer they're going to stay in your property. Speaking of that, I think it's wise for every landlord to look at the whole picture. You know, consider a situation where market rent has jumped dramatically for a property, and trying to increase the rent all the way up to this new market rent price could push a tenant out. It might be in your best interest to increase the rent more gradually and keep that tenant in your property so that you can avoid vacancy or an expensive turnover. It can also sometimes be helpful to raise the rent partially now, and then the rest of the increase doesn't kick in until 6 months from now. So it gives the tenant a chance to absorb that rent increase in a manner that they can handle. Finally, make sure that you provide proper written notice to a tenant and do it at least 30 days prior to the end of their lease, or whatever your lease dictates. Now, if these conversations with a tenant seem stressful or challenging, they can be. This is another reason why a lot of people will reach out to a strong property management company like Indiana Property Management Group. We will analyze the market data for you, suggest strategic rent increases, notify the tenant properly, and handle any potential objections from that tenant confidently. If you want to learn more about how we handle things like this or just property management in general, go to indianapmg.com or give us a call 463-777-1112. Finally, rent increases are a normal part of being a landlord. They are something that you just cannot avoid. How we present these increases to the tenant can make or break the relationship. Being transparent, data-driven, compassionate, and consistent can give us a chance to build trust with a tenant, even in a situation that can sometimes be a little contentious. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button so that you'll be notified the next time we put out content like this. And check us out at indianapmg.com. I'll see you in the next video.